What made me want to become a nurse? Well, and I don't know if you've heard this, Carol, but there is a stereotype that many Filipinas, Filipino women, go into nursing. It ends up being a joke, and it's just, this air of, well, if you're a Filipino woman, chances are you're a nurse. Um, in my case, I did not have anybody in my family that was in healthcare, let alone in nursing. So I am the first nurse in my family. And I'm proud to say that, I have other relatives now that have joined the healthcare workforce in nursing specifically. I am a first generation immigrant. And so I was born in the Philippines, came here when I was 2, and so kind of, grew up in that space. My dad was in the military, and my mom moved us here in a new country and on her own because he was already out to sea. So, I was 2 years old, my brother was 6 months. And kind of growing up in that way, my dad, and why this is important and provide context to the question is, my dad has always believed, to find a greater life here in America. So he brought our family here. And also his intention was to bring his parents over. Culturally, we not only take care of our family members, at birth, and it's throughout growing up, but we end up also being caregivers, for our parents. And so that was his intention also, is to bring his parents over and hopefully his brothers and sisters, which ended up happening. My grandfather, moved here, in the late 80s. And that was the first time I'd seen him. I mean, I didn't even remember him as a kid, but he had some really great fun memories. He ended up having a stroke, within the first year of him here in the United States. And, I saw him in a wheelchair, and because of a big family, we all pitched in. But it was at that point when I realized, like, I appreciated, kind of, being there for him in that way. And it got me interested, in helping a little bit more. And I was always been drawn to kind of the science, piece of it. And so even in high school, after my grandfather had a stroke, in high school, I started taking, advanced physiology classes. We had at UCSD a day in the doctor, kind of, opportunity. And that really solidified it. And my best friend, so this was also kind of just the icing on the cake. My best friend's mom was a nurse. And so, I had a chance to kind of learn a little bit more from her about her profession, and it really tied together nicely. From what I experienced in taking care of my grandfather to my interest in, the field of science, to also have this, giving and caring aspect, and also my love for children, also, being a pediatric nurse just made some natural sense. So, in that way, that helped guide me to be where I'm at. So I'm traditionally, I don't fit that stereotype of, well, I do in some ways, I guess. If you're a Filipino woman, you are a nurse, but it wasn't, it wasn't something that, just came because there was all this influence around me. I think it was a natural progression for me. And it made a whole lot more sense. And I love it, would never do anything else.